Due to some past childhood experiences with shame, trust in others has been hard, and I've never been one to share my feelings because in the end, I don't want to be seen as this complete disappointment. I don't want anyone to leave. It wasn't until my early 30s that I came face to face with something called anxiety. It just so happened to be during the COVID pandemic. A few years prior, I had left my hospital position as a nurse, and I became a middle school nurse. After about 6 months, the return to work began, and I now found myself on this merry-go-round of ever-changing guidelines, expectations, and opinions, and it was my responsibility to enforce these guidelines on the students and their parents. And let's just say, not everyone was happy. I went from this well-respected nurse to what felt like public enemy number one just in the first week of return. There were so many opinions. The I'm right, you're wrong opinions, and I began to be told things like, you're an awful person, or the one that really hit hard, you don't get to call yourself a nurse. That stung. That anxiety medication could only take me so far because the feelings that I was experiencing, they were still there, and all the words that were said to me, that they would repeat back in my mind, and they produced such shame. And all I kept hearing was tell somebody. And the thought of even opening up to someone about this, about my anxiety and shame, brought even more anxiety and shame. I still felt I had to keep up that perfect persona and remain in control, and the thought of even sharing that I was a hot mess, it absolutely terrified me. But I did it. On September 1st, 2021, I sent a text out to a few of my closest friends, and they dropped everything to come meet with me. I honestly don't remember what came out of my mouth that day, but they sat with me, they listened to me, they cried with me, they gave the best advice that they could in that situation, and they prayed with me. This song I'm sharing is a part of that story. It's a personal prayer, a fight song, inspired by those sleepless nights. It came from a time of vulnerability with two dear songwriter friends of mine. Shame is a lie of the enemy that keeps us in the grave, and it keeps us alone. But I'm here to tell you, you were never meant to be alone. From the garden to eternity, we were created for communion with Him and each other. So let His truth drown out the lies that you struggle with. And in your darkest moments, call on His name. Our Jesus, our great comforter, He will move mountains.